Feelings are quantum information.
So the moment I speak a word, I've made a feeling I had I've turned it into classical information.
Yes, right. You take something which is private, can only be represented by quantum information. But the representation is not what you feel. The representation of reality is not reality, okay? So what you feel, only you feel, not body, you feel, and you know inside. And what you can say about what you feel is a small part of what you feel. That there is a deeper reality where the feelings and the fields exist.
They're not just reactions, they're messages, frequencies, coming from the deeper layer of your awareness. And this is why higher emotions feel different. Gratitude, love, compassion. These states raise the resonance of your whole observed window, syncing your mind, your heart, and your body into one coherent field. In this sense, meditation is the moment you stop feeding the avatar and allow the deeper layers of your consciousness to come online. When you close your eyes, you shut off a major part of your user interface, the visual rendering system. Your brain begins shifting from beta waves into alpha and theta. The same frequencies are found in hypnagogic state between waking and dreaming.
Feelings themselves are frequencies that emerge from consciousness itself. So we have to understand, this is the first time you've heard of these thoughts or these ideas before, then we must consider this, that think of consciousness. When we think about a universe, right? That's the simplest way to kind of put a mental model together of this is, imagine that you have a universe that is completely conscious. The space that makes up the universe is aware. It is awareness itself. And that awareness from time to time generates planets. That awareness from time to time on those planets generates water, ecosystems, people. And because everything in this universe is made out of awareness, everything in this universe has a component, the ability to be aware at a base level. That doesn't mean everything in the universe has the ability to talk. Everything in the universe has the ability to communicate ideas. It doesn't even mean that everything in the universe is thinking. It just means that everything in the universe has a level of consciousness. It has a level of awareness, and that all of that awareness is integrated. It is a single universe expressing itself through myriad forms. Millions, trillions, a Googleplex, trillions and trillions and trillions of forms. But it's all the same awareness. That gets us close to this model that is being presented to you just now, which is that when we talk about feelings, what we are really talking about is getting back to this base ground of awareness, this base ground of consciousness, putting ourselves back in tune with this fundamental fabric of this universe, and allowing our thoughts, our behaviors, our directives to come from it. How does this consciousness choose to express itself in form right now? How does it choose to behave in form right now? Obviously, we know that feelings direct our behaviors. Whatever we're feeling conditions how we think, and what we're thinking conditions what we believe we can do, right? And so those feelings, as we're giving ourselves over to feelings of bliss, giving ourselves over to feelings of love, we start to think about the things that are most in alignment with that feeling. And so we start to do the things that are most in alignment with that feeling. You understand? So the idea here is that when we talk about feeling, when I say love is not just a feeling, I'm saying that love is both a feeling and it is what consciousness feels like resonating inside of the body, what wholeness feels like resonating inside of the body. It is what you, as a individual expression of this larger infinite consciousness, it is what you feel like when you are finally back in alignment with this infinite consciousness, this infinite field. So love is not just an emotion. That cheapens it too much. It's an emotion, but it's much more than that. It is an awareness of awareness. It is an awareness of this infinite field. And the beautiful thing about it is that this love thing, this love feeling, this frequency causes us to act in alignment with itself. So if this universal field of consciousness is the great ground of existence, then love is the great fingerprint, the great motivating force. You could call love the very hand of God that is actually pushing us in alignment with, pushing us to live in alignment with this larger field of understanding, pushing us to live in alignment with this larger domain of consciousness. Lesser energies, fear, anger, these always come from thought systems that fail to account for the infinite field of consciousness. Anger, fear, these are what happens when you start thinking of yourself as an individual separate from this infinite field of consciousness rather than as an expression of this infinite field of consciousness. You understand? That's why love is the superior feeling, because it alone is in alignment with this infinite field. That's why it is the governing frequency, the foundational frequency. When we put ourselves in alignment with love, we are moving as that infinite field, localized as a unique expression. Somebody say this is making sense in the chat. I want to make sure that I have not lost anybody. I bring this instruction to you. I bring this lesson to you, this message to you tonight, because I want to make it as concrete as possible that when we are talking about love, we are talking about a substance. We are talking about a force that directs our actions without us having to know and pre-plan what our next decision will be. We simply allow the love to live us. And only in being lived by love can we truly be ourselves. Everything else is an illusion. I got to sit here and pretend that I'm a person talking with you instead of acknowledging that, no, we are simply in a unitary experience